All right. All right, team. It is, let's see, December 13th, 2021, one of the last calls of the year of 2021. And, it's so funny when we were jumping on this call, I was like, wow, it really feels like the holiday season. Like the numbers are low on calls, people are kind of getting quiet. And I want you guys just to like be honest with yourself and be like, wow, I'm really ready for the holiday season, really ready for a little break, really ready for some family time. Is there any of you guys that feel that way a little bit? Yeah. Which is okay. That's okay, right? It's cool. That's cool. That's good. And this is the time that, we've talked about this on these calls before. Zach has talked about separation season. A lot of people in the industry talk about separation season, and they talk about taking this time, this next month, these next few weeks, really, as a time to separate yourself, right? And just by every single one of you that's showing up to this call or watching the recording, I believe that you're doing that. Because in network marketing, half of the battle really, really is showing up. At the end of the day, it really, really is showing up. And so tonight I was reflecting, because at the end of the year, I always take a little bit of time to reflect on the previous year, the previous parts of my life, what's working, what's not working. And I actually tuned in last weekend to an epic training. It was an epic training, one of the biggest network marketing events of the year. It was 65,000 people virtually, some of the best speakers in the world, not just in network marketing, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone. It was absolutely incredible. And there were 3 questions that I started to ask myself after this event. And I want to share those 3 questions with you guys. Okay, so I want to share these 3 questions with you. And at the end of it, I really don't want this to be a call where you just never think about these questions ever again. So I want you guys to take out a notebook or take out your phone notes or whatever it needs to be and write these questions down to ask yourself and reflect on. I'm going to go through one at a time. All right. So number 1, and this is a question you can just ask yourself. At what level am I playing in my business? And this is a question I asked myself while I was watching these speakers, because what I realized was that regardless of what I have created in this business, which I would consider to be just scratching the surface of the surface, I feel as if I've been playing so small. Okay. And I want you to ask yourself that this coming from what you know in your heart of hearts you would be capable of. Because some of you, your belief isn't there yet, and that's okay. But I want you to really think about this question. At what level am I truly playing all out in this business, knowing what I know about what's possible here, seeing what I've seen about what's possible here? I want to raise of hands if anyone feels like they've achieved every single goal in network marketing that they set out to achieve. No one. No one, which is a good thing. It's a good thing, right? Because there's room for growth, but it also shows that we're not playing to our full potential. And I know when I, again, reflect on where I've been playing at, and when I see these people at this event and they're speaking about the amount of money they've made or what they've achieved, I'm like, I have been playing so small. And I hope by saying that, I'm not saying that it's cool to play small. I really hope that the authenticity gives you guys permission to know that you might not be the only ones. But I also want to encourage every single one of us on this call to start stepping up and playing at a higher level, and not to achieve a certain ranks or to make a certain amount of money, right? That stuff will come, but to really start to embody the type of people that we can become in the world. Because what I know about this business is playing all out can look a lot of different ways. And playing all out in life can look a lot of different ways. And in this business, it can look like, investing in yourself every single day from a personal development perspective. It can be consistently showing up every single day and doing your 5 or your 10 reach outs, doing what you said you were going to do. Being a product of the product, even through the holidays when you feel like eating the pie and the turkey, where you could be having a shake and some vegetables, right? Investing in your business. And frankly, treating this business like a business. Because this business is so simple and made so easy for us, it's easy to slip and not treat this like a business. And if we treat it like a side hustle, it's going to pay us like a side hustle. But if we treat the hours that we're working our side hustle like a business, it's going to pay us like a business. right? And again, I'm owning the fact at the level of which I'm playing as of where I know I can play. And so I want you guys to ask yourself how it would feel if you actually put 100% into this. And ask yourself, have I ever actually given 100% all out effort in anything that I've done? And if not, why? And more often than not, it's because we're scared. It's because we're scared that we're going to shock ourselves. It's because we're scared that we don't get to be victims anymore to our circumstances. I'm just being straight up. It's because we feel like if we achieve all the things we want to in life, we don't get to complain about the little stuff anymore. And that keeps us safe. It keeps us so safe. So what does it look like to play 100% full out? What would that be like for you? What would your life look like? How would it be different? But we're letting fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, fear control our lives. And I don't know if anybody else can agree with this. Maybe I'm the only one who experiences fear every single day when I go into my business to build it. Maybe you guys don't experience that. I do. Every single day, no matter how many reach outs I've done, I still fear someone rejecting me just a little bit. But I keep moving forward. I keep putting one foot in front of the other. I keep reaching out to people because I know my vision is bigger than that. But when the universe or God gives us a dream, we're going to get tested. We're going to get told no. We're going to experience what we might experience failure as. We're going to experience success. But the fear of failure is stopping so many of us from ever succeeding. And if we just got over the fact that we're probably going to fall on our faces, we're probably going to feel really stupid. And on the other side of that, we could succeed. Like Brandy literally did how many reach outs? Type it in the chat, Brandy. How many reach outs did you do to beauty professionals to get back to executive? And I want you to look at the number of the people that didn't come in. How many people out of those, however many hundreds of people actually enrolled? 1,400, Brandy, and I'm 25 enrolled. So look at how many quote unquote failures she had to get to where she is now. But she kept going because she's willing. Totally savage. It's so savage. She's willing to play at a higher level. So set your goals this year. Take time to reflect. Okay, I'm playing at a 2 out of 10. In my mind, I'm at like a 2 out of 10 of what I'm actually capable of in this world. I really, really do believe I'm playing at a 2 out of a mother freaking 10. And what I've achieved at the age I've achieved is like nothing compared to what I'm going to achieve. I really, really believe that. And I hope that you believe that about yourself. So set your goals right now. Create your plan of what you will do and be in all out massive action, not on the first of the year, but today. Have the vision that's going to drive you, because without that vision driving you, without being vision focused, you're not going to do it. And just do it. Stop wasting energy. Stop wasting time waffling back and forth about whether you're going to do it or not, because it's exhausting for you and it's exhausting for your upline. It is so exhausting to hear from people, I'm going to do this. And then it's like, oh, but I can't make time for it today because I have to go grocery shopping. Oh, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go to the gym, but I don't really have time because like I got to do this thing, right? It's exhausting just as much for you as it is for us. Okay. So ask yourself, what would it, Zach's laughing. He's going to turn red. He's like, yep. Ask yourself what it would feel like if you went all in on you this year before the year's over. I'm not talking about 2022. I'm talking about 2021. We are still in this year for another 3 weeks, people. And be willing to bet on yourself. I just had a conversation with a woman who's actually on this call today. And she was super, super, super scared to invest into this. But I told her, bet on yourself, because if you do not bet on yourself, no one else is going to. And time is moving real fast right now. I don't know if anybody else feels the time warp, but time is moving real fast. This wave of momentum is going to leave anybody behind that is not jumping in, going all in, and playing all out. It doesn't mean you have to do this full time. It doesn't mean you have to sell your soul to the devil and work isogenic 16 hours a day, but be 100% your best self, play all out in the time that you do a lot to build this business. I refuse to look back on my life and feel like I wasted my potential. And I just really hope somebody else feels that same way this year. I refuse to look back and be like, what did I even do this year? Did I do anything? Did I achieve anything? At what level am I actually playing all out in life? Not just business, but in life. Because how we do anything is how we do everything. So number one, at what level am I playing in my business? And what level do I want to be playing in my business? What level am I am I committed to playing in my business? Okay. Number two question is, am I okay with being the one? Number two question to ask yourself, reflecting on this year, is, am I okay with being the one? And what I mean by this is, are you okay with being a little different? Are you willing to be the one that goes outside of your social circle, outside of the norms? Are you willing to stay up a little later to build your list? Are you willing to do one more ask or reach out when all your friends want you to go out the night before Christmas Eve and go get drunk? Are you willing to train your team and step into leadership in that way when you're waiting for everybody else to do training calls for your team, but you really know that you want to be training your team? Are you willing to host events? Are you willing to drive 3 hours both ways to get to an event, to host an event the week before Christmas in a different city? Are you willing to make it happen? Take ownership. Are you willing to be the one? Instead of blaming your upline, blaming your downline, blaming sideline, blaming the products, blaming the company, blaming the compensation plan. Because guess what? This business is all about becoming the best version of yourself. And if you don't believe me, why is Zach and Eden they've made millions of dollars with the same compensation plan, the same products, same business model, same ownership as all of us. We're just not there yet. We're still building ourselves as people, right? But they said, we're going to be the ones. They're choosing to be the ones. And now we get to choose to be the ones. And really, what I think, and I said this to Zach before, is we're so concerned with looking like the one on social media and Instagram and Facebook, but we're not actually willing to do the work to be the one behind the scenes, to step into that leadership when no one's watching, to be willing to jump on the phone with someone last minute because they're really excited about launching their business when we'd rather just like sit on the couch and relax with our family. This business, everything big starts really small. It all starts with one. Zach and Eden started with them. Mary Catherine started with her. Brandy started with her. Myself started with me. John Anderson started with him. It all starts with one person. No one is special here. We all have to build one person at a time. This business is built one by one by one by one. It's no different for us. So we have to be willing to be the one. And that means being willing to be hated on a little bit, potentially, being willing to be judged, being willing to be the black sheep, being willing to be different, being willing to be leaders, which means it's not about us. And sometimes we don't get to be in our feelings. Sometimes we just got to like pull up our pants and be like, all right, Syd, I know you don't feel like you want to do this today, but you have families counting on you. You have people counting on you. You've got to do this. You've got to step into that. Doesn't matter if you had a shitty day. Step into it. You get to be the one. I started at 22 years old, working with people in their 40s. You think I thought I was the one? No. But you get to choose. And you're the only one that gets to tell yourself every single day, I am the one that gets to change other people's lives. It is my responsibility. No one is coming to save me. No one is coming to build my business. And if you've been around a long time in this business, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me. We're sitting on our hands waiting for somebody to come in and change our business, be the change, be the one. We can't make a team of 6- and 7-figure earners if we don't get ourselves there first. We have to expand our visions here and be okay with going alone before other people are willing to go with us. So if you want something big, you've got to become big. But remember, it all starts with you. So are you willing to be the one is the question number 2. Okay, and question number 3. I'm going to check the chat, make sure no one's like getting scared. All right. Okay, we're doing great. All right, number 3. What are my standards? Right, and this is like separation season. This conversation reminds me of separation season that Zach touched on a few weeks ago. It's a great recording. Go back and watch it. But what I realized is that after watching this training all weekend, a couple weeks ago, is I need to set a new set of standards for my life. Because if I want to reach the next phase of abundance and growth and life and wealth and health and relationships, I know that I can't achieve that next phase if I don't rewire how I'm thinking and how I'm being. Because how I got to where I am now and how you got to where you are now is by your current ways of thinking and ways of being. And if you want to get to a next level and you're claiming, I want to blow it up, I want to grow my business, I want X, I want Y, I want Z, and you get it right now at your current self, you're going to F that ish up. You're not going to be able to handle it because your thoughts are the same as they have been to create this reality, right? Your ways of being have been the same to create this reality. You have to change if you want things to change. So I realize I have to grow myself. I have to grow my vision to be able to attract the business partners that I want to bring in. Because if I don't, they're never going to find me and they're never going to find you. So if you're looking at your life right now and you're reflecting on this last year and you're not happy with it, or you wish it looked different, don't blame yourself. Don't blame other people. Just get better. Oh yeah, they can hear that. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Jim Rohn. What I was doing before will not get me to where I want to be. What I did at 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 is not going to get me to where I want to be with the hundreds and hundreds of women and men that I am so committed to creating a complete generational shift in their lives. It's not going to happen with my current thoughts. It's not going to happen with my current beliefs and my current ways of being. And it won't for you either. So again, if you're like, I want to bring in this and I want to meditate on this and bring in this and bring in this and I want this person to blow up my business, you've got to go within and figure out what's stopping you from attracting that into your life. Because we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. But today, hopefully for you too, I say enough playing small, enough with my low standards. And I'm committed to creating a culture within this team that is stepping into our greatness, stepping into the best versions of ourselves every single day. Because again, people aren't buying this product. People aren't joining the compensation plan. People are joining you. So if we don't get better, the money is not going to flow better. And we, again, like I said, we have to enroll ourselves every single day, team. Every single day, doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, freaking Halloween, a Tuesday. We have to enroll ourselves every single day into our visions, because if we don't, this world is going to stay so dark. We are the light right now. We have so much to offer here at Isogenics. Think about everything this company has gifted you with no ask of anything in return but sharing it. Get intentional, assess where you're growing. Be intentional and set the new standards of the new version of you. Okay, old version of Syd slouches when she walks in public, new version of Syd stands up straighter. It's not the big things, it's the little things. I don't want to do X, Y, Z anymore, so I'm not going to do them anymore. I'm going to do A, B, C. Shift your standards of what you're willing to allow into your life. Get rid of that shitty relationship. Step into the healthiest version of yourself. Stop eating pizza. Start drinking shakes and being a product of these products. Your finances aren't where you want them to be. Stop spending money on Starbucks every single day. Let the old die so that the new can come in. And I don't care about who I used to be, and I hope you don't either. But the new you doesn't get to do the old you anymore. You don't get to do the old you anymore. It's not serving you. Your victim stories, whatever it is, the reason you haven't achieved what you want in your business, who cares? You get to step and look in the mirror and take ownership for your life and create what you said you wanted when you first started in this business. If you don't know what you want in this business, go back to day one when someone asked you, what would the perfect day look like for you? How much money would make an additional income? Go back to those original things and dive deep as to what it is you want and get connected to those things and create your vision around it. And what I will tell you is, as you ask yourself these 3 questions and you reflect on them and you set your new standards, you're doing all this great growth, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to look in the mirror, and the standards that you set will feel really tempting to break. And you'll want to go back to your old ways, and you'll have these goals and these visions set in your business, and it will be tempting to revert back. Becoming the new versions of ourselves isn't easy. That's why most people stay stuck where they're at for their entire lives. That doesn't get to be us. So again, you get to do what I do now. You get to look in the mirror and say, Queen, King, you don't get to go based on your feelings today. You've got things to do. You've got people to serve, people to lead. And if you let your emotions and how you're feeling right now in this moment dictate your actions, you are never going to get anything done. Because not every day is a good day, but when you have things to do, you got things to do. So check in on you right now in these next 2 weeks. And this doesn't mean neglect your self-care. This means prioritize your self-care. This doesn't mean all you have to do is work. This doesn't mean that you can't. That's part of this. Prioritizing yourself, checking in on you, assessing what's not working in your life and becoming aware of it, and then creating a new identity for yourself. I heard in that training, one of the speakers said the new R&R, I still think it's rest and recovery in a lot of ways, but it's reinvent and stay relevant. How are you willing to reinvent yourself this year? And when you look at it that way, it becomes fun. You get to write out and script out who you want to be in this next year in your business, this next year in your relationships, this next year in your health. Who are you going to become? What are you going to do? But you got to shift into the new version of you and never look back. And, I'm so grateful that there are people who do this, because without Zach and Eden and Jim and Kathy and John and so many other leaders in this company, without them shifting into the new version of them and never going back, none of us would be here right now. So we have to be the ones that shift into our new selves now and never go back. We have to declare it, set our new standards. And again, I encourage you to take time with these questions and get really clear. What are your standards? At what level am I playing in my business versus where I want to be playing and where I'm committed to playing? And are you willing to be the one? Why are you doing this? So these are guiding questions for you. And don't let this, I really, really pray that you don't let this be another team call that isn't a game changer for you. Because every single day you're going to wake up and you get to make the decision. You get to make the decision to never turn back to who you were, never forget who you were, right? Always remember where you've come from. But you get to reinvent yourself, step into it every moment of every day. If it's an avatar, like future Sydney does this, and you just start doing it. That's how you make the decision. Future Sydney does this, and start doing it. Play out 100% this year. We all get to do this together. Set your new standards and watch your world change. Watch your entire world change. That's all I have for you guys tonight. It's time to light it up before NYKO. It's time to light it up before NYKO. It is not the time to pull the foot off the gas. I think if anything, I know Mary Catherine and I are here, we're about ready to pedal to the mother frickin' metal up in here, because this is the time to separate ourselves, not only in our businesses, but as human beings. We really get to take it to the next level, elevate ourselves. So that's all I have. Recording will be posted. I'll post what did you learn, and we will see you guys next week for one of the last calls of the year. Bye.